Okay, I just want to talk about negatives outside the bracket. So if you have minus 2, 3x plus 4y, that is equal to minus 6x minus 8y. Okay, because you times what's inside. And notice the sign changes. If I have minus 1 and I have a minus b, that will be minus 1 times a is minus a, minus 1 times minus b, which is plus b. So the negative basically switches the whole thing around to b minus a. Okay, so that means if I've got b minus a, I can, if I take out a minus 1, see that's minus a plus b, that becomes minus 1 a minus b. So you can actually swap the whole thing around by taking out a minus. And sometimes when you're looking at some questions and you end up with, say you have 2 brackets x minus 3y, and that's equal to big X, and it has ay minus x. And you're wondering what big X and big A are. Now what's going on here is you might notice that this one here, the x minus 3 and the ax minus x are the wrong way around. So what you need to do is you need to take out an extra negative. So if you first expanded that again, that would be 2x minus 6y. And so you want the y first and then the x. So x is a negative. So what we do here, if we make that minus 6 plus 2x, and then we simply take out a minus 2, okay, then we would have them in the right order, and we'd have the y first and then the x. So if you take out a minus 2 times 3y is minus 6y, and minus 2 times minus x, see how the sign changed, will give you plus 2x. So what I want you to look at, if you look at the difference between, say, this one here and this one here, is that's x minus 3y, and this one is 3y minus x. So by taking out the minus in front of the 2, you actually flip the whole thing around and it goes the other way. And that technique you'll see in some of these questions here. So first of all, we're just going to practice just taking a negative out. So if you look at the first one here, that would be minus 2, because the minus is at the front, you should take the minus out, minus 2x. So what would be left? 2x times what gives you minus 2x? 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times what gives you plus 2x? 2x times, you'd have to make that a minus, because a minus and a minus will give you that plus, and then 1, because you took the whole thing out. So this one here, you got minus 4, 8, and 4, so take out a minus 4, y squared, y, and y. Okay, so what's left? Minus 4y times y will give you minus 4y squared. Minus 4 times, now you took a minus out, so that's going to have to change to a minus 2. It'll be 2x. Minus 4 times what will give you minus 4y? It'd have to be plus 1. Okay, so let's look at these fraction ones. So take out, common to 15 and 9 is 3. 3 times 5 is 5x. 3 times 3 is 3y over 3. The 3's will cancel and give you 1, so that's 1. 5x minus 3y. Oh, look, we go to compare it now, and they're the wrong way around. Okay, so what you're going to have to do is make that 5x minus 3y, and then what you need to do now, so that you can get the y's first and not the x's, is make it minus 3y plus 5x. And then you go, all right, what's minus 3 and 5? It's nothing. But you could take out a minus 1. So minus 1 times what will give you 3y? Minus 1 times 3y. Minus 1 times what will give you plus 5x? Minus 5y. So now when you go to compare it to this here, yx minus 5x, you can see the 5x part matches up, and that's okay. But what happens here is the minus 1 matches up with the a, and the 3 matches up with the y. So that means A is equal to minus 1, Y is equal to 3. That's big Y, the capital letter. Okay, so let's look at this one here. Common factor is 3, so we'll take that out. 3 times 5 is 5x. 3 times what gives you the 9? 3 times 3. So that would be 3y. That's over 3, so they cancel. So let's try and compare these here. So this is going to be A, and then we need minus 3y. So we've got, that's a 1 out the front, minus 3y. That matches up, plus 5x. So with this one here, I don't have to take the negative out because the 5x matches with the 5x. But if you look at that, the A equals minus 1, and with this one, the Y equals minus 3. Okay, so you just got to match them up. Okay, let's look at this one. So expand it first. So you get 12A minus 6B minus 4A minus 4B. I'll just put B and X equals over there, and I'll just remove this part. Okay, so simplify that. 12A minus 4A is 8A, minus 6 minus B is minus 10B. So I go to compare 8A minus 10B to this one, and I notice that it is back to front. You've got 8A, that matches with the A, and then you've got B, which is meant to match with the type minus 10B. So I have to turn it around, so I make it minus 10B plus 8A. And when I go to compare this, actually that A there, the A, actually there is a little slight mistake in this. The A should be 4. That should be a 4 in front of there. Then it'll work better. Okay, so let's just keep going with it. So I've matched the B, so it's the right way around. So take out a minus 2. Minus 2 times 5 is 5B. Minus times a minus is a plus. That should be 4A. See, that's why when I was looking at it, I could see you needed a minus 4A to match with this minus 4A. Now that you have all that, you can now compare them. Okay, so if you look at this, you've got what? XBB minus 4A, and you're comparing it to minus 2, 5B minus 4A. So when you're comparing those, the B goes with the 5, and the minus X goes with the 2. So when you're comparing it, X equals minus 2, and big B equals 5. Okay, so just write this example down and maybe try this one in your book. Okay, now let's go. 4 times 6 is 24A, 4 times 2 is minus 8B, 2 times A is 2A, 2 times 6 is minus 12B, all over 2. 24 plus 2 is 26A, minus 8 minus 12 is minus 20B, all over 2. Common factor of 2, so that's 13A minus 10B over 2. 2 goes into 2 ones. Now when I go to compare it to this, it's got it's got A second, hasn't it? It's got the A second, but this one has the A first. So I need to take this one, the one that I just did, and I need to swap it around. So I've got 13A minus 10B, so I need minus 10B plus 13A. See how I swap it? And then take out a negative, so there's no common factor, so it's negative 1, 10B, a minus 1 times 10 is minus 10, and then minus 13A. So see how that just changes the sign. So minus 13A. Now, when you're now comparing them, big A will give you 10, and when you're doing this, minus M will go with the minus 1. Okay, so that means that M equals minus 1 and big A equals 10 when you're simplifying it. Okay, so write this one down. Try this one in your book. 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times 3 is 9c. 2 times x is minus 2x. Minus 2 times b, a minus and a minus is a plus, so it's minus 2b. 5 times 2 is 10b, and 5 times 3 is minus 15c, all over 2. 6x minus 2x is 4x. Minus 9c minus 15c is minus 24c. And what else do we have? And then we have plus 8b, because that's 10b minus 2b is 8b. Just realise that minus 2 plus 10, which is 8, is the same as 10 minus 2. You can swap them around, okay? So as long as it keeps its same sign, you can actually swap things around to your convenience. So that's 8b. All right, that is all over 2. Now I've got to factorise, so you get 2x minus, because I can't simply cancel, 12c plus 4b all over 2. 2 goes into 2 once. And now I need to compare it. So I'm comparing to b, xx minus 2b plus cc. Okay, so when I'm comparing it, I'm comparing to this 1, it'll be 2x minus 12c plus 4b. Okay, so that's 2x plus 4b minus 12c. Not 2, that's what I'm comparing. So if you look at this, if I simply take out an x, that'd be 2x plus 2b minus 6c. And I go to compare it to this, what you'll notice is that the 2b and the minus 2b don't match up. The next two are unknown, so you can work out what it is from here, or you can work out what it is from here. That's all good, and from here. But the b's are meant to be the knowns. So what I'm going to have to do, instead of taking out a plus 2, what we could do is you just take out a minus 2. Because if I take out a minus 2, that would be minus x minus 2b, because there's your 2b, plus 6c. Okay, and then you are comparing that to pxx minus 2b plus cc. And when you do that, what you'll notice is everything matches up now. So because the minus 2b matches with the minus 2b, then everything else will just equate really nicely, and we're able just to match up and equate the thing in front. So we can go p is minus 2 from that one. We can go big X equals minus 1, because that's what's in front, and we can go big C equals 6. And then it'll all match up, and we've got what our letters is. So sometimes you might need to take out a negative to work out what that value is, because the two things that you actually got, they need to match up. So if it's the wrong size, you take out a negative, and you've also got to line them up in the correct order of what that is. So X's, then B's, then C's. So if yours isn't, you rearrange it to get X's. So you've got X's, B's, and C's. But then if that still doesn't line up with the thing that you've actually got, like these are the unknowns, then what you do is you take out an extra negative to make it match up.